Did you know that 95% of patients are the ones that made initial contact with your med spa? And of those inquiries, only 25% actually end up scheduling an appointment. So let me break that down for you, right? They call, they email you, they message you on social media, they text you, right? And only 25% of them are actually scheduling an appointment, guys. And remember, all of those inquiries cost you $250 plus, right? That's the cost of doing business. That's the cost of acquiring a new patient. Does that sting a little? I hope it stings a lot, because I would love to break down with you why that's happening, why you're not having a higher number of conversion rates from inquiries to actual appointments scheduled. So first off, the absolute worst is that so many inquiries are just not acknowledged or responded to at all, right? So the phone just rings and rings and rings. Your voicemail isn't properly set up, or you don't check your voicemail for days, or ever for that matter, or your voicemail is full and you can't leave a voicemail. Your team is not responding in a timely manner. Every 10 minutes that goes by, you are greatly decreasing the chance of actually converting them into a scheduled appointment. Because in today's day and age, we want immediate response and information. And if we don't get it from you, we're going to go somewhere else where we do get that immediate response. So you got to be responding within 10 minutes, ideally, right? Certainly within the same business day. That is really a non-negotiable. The next is you are not properly handling questions in objections. And that could be a variety of things, anywhere from not having a real understanding of your devices and services and treatments in your competitions as well, right? So if someone calls in and says, do you have cool sculpting? And you don't have cool sculpting, but instead of just saying, oh no, sorry, we don't have cool sculpting, you can respond with, oh, are you interested in a fat reduction treatment? I'd love to tell you about our Emsculpt Neo that does great with fat reduction, and you continue to educate, right? But if you didn't know what cool sculpting was because you don't carry it, you never would have been able to then shift the conversation with your patient. So you got to be educated on your devices and your competition's devices. You also need to be educated on those top 3 to 5 common questions and objections that are coming in, right? You need to practice and rehearse how to handle those questions and get really good at those, because you'll notice that it's the same ones over and over again, right? And the next thing is you are not collecting people's contact information so that you can continue to market to them, to nurture them and build a relationship. Because research shows that it takes 7 to 8 touch points to convert an inquiry or a lead to an actual new patient. And you need to use technology in order to achieve those 7 to 8 touch points, because I know that you don't have time, to pick up the phone and manually send emails or text messages and voicemails, right? And so what you need to do is, for every caller, you need to gather their information and add them to your database so that you can utilize emails and texts and voicemail drops to begin, or to be able to continue nurturing them and building that relationship. So for example, what that might sound like is this, right? Thank you for calling Glow Med Spa. This is Caitlin. How may I help you? And then the patient might say, oh, what's your price of Botox? I'm interested in getting some Botox. So before you go into addressing what their question or problem is, this is how I would love for you to respond. Yes, I would love to help you with that. First, just in case we get disconnected, may I have your name and callback number, please? And they're going to give that to you. And then you're going to follow up with, do you mind me asking how you found us or how you were referred to us today, right? So you're able to collect those pieces of information. You add them to your dashboard or your database, right? so that one, if you do get disconnected, you are able to follow back up with them, or two, the conversation, in the event you don't schedule them right then and there, doesn't have to end. You can continue to market and nurture them, because we know that it takes more than one conversation, one inquiry, one answer to a question to convert them into a long-term patient, right? So let's real quick go over what you need to get better at in order to increase your percentage of inquiries to actual scheduled appointments, right? Because you don't want to be just average and only scheduling 25% of people that are calling in or messaging you, right? You want to increase that. And so here's what you need to do in order to get better. So first and foremost, you need to have a mindset shift. Has to happen. It has to happen. You need to figure out what needs to take place in order for you to have both an emotional and physical response for when that phone rings, when you receive that text message or message in your dashboard or online message or email, right? That is going to create a sense of urgency for you to move your butt and get them responded to, that you are able to respond to them within 10 minutes or certainly within the same business day, right? That's a non-negotiable. Because when you have that emotional, physical response and that mindset shift, that's going to help you to create habits that is going to set you up for success. So first and foremost, I think that it's absolutely necessary that you start and end your day responding to, voicemails, text messages, messages in your, from your emails and social media and in your dashboard that came late at night and early in the morning, right? It's normal that you don't respond outside of business hours. That's pretty normal, but you should absolutely start your day. So create time, whether that's a little bit before your doors open or right when your doors open, to be able to respond to everything that came in outside of business hours, right? That's a non-negotiable right there. But when you are able to view these phone calls, these text messages, any kind of messaging and inquiries that come in, is dollars. In fact, every single call worth $250, because remember, that's the cost of a lead, right? That's just a cost of an opportunity to start a conversation. That's not even the actual cost of converting a new patient or an appointment. That's just the cost of a conversation. When you start viewing these phone calls and online inquiries that coming in as dollar signs, in fact, $250 checks perhaps, then I hope that helps you to prioritize them a little bit more in your schedule. I know that you're busy. I know that you wear many hats and have a lot of moving pieces to your roles and responsibilities, but this is one of the most important, if not the most important rule in managing, the inquiries coming in, because this is the first obstacle or barrier that new patients have to overcome before they can come in and see the provider and get these amazing treatments, right? So if they can't get the information to them that they need in a timely manner, your provider is never going to have that opportunity with them, right? So mindset shift, create habits, right? Whether starting and ending your day responding, leaving windows open on your computer or setting notifications on your phone to be able to check these things regularly, right? So that it's no different than you checking your personal text messages or emails. Somewhere along the way, you created that habit so that things aren't missed, right? And then you want to utilize technology. There's so many different things out there that will help streamline and make this easier. The final thing is you gotta be a student of the game, right? It's not just about picking up the phone or responding with a yes or no question, right? You gotta know your devices and you need to know your competition's devices as well. You have to memorize and be able to naturally use the credential statement or your authority builder statement about what makes you different and special on the phone and in online inquiries as well, right? So that you're attracting the right type of patients, not just bargain shoppers, not people that are gonna no show you, right? That are gonna appreciate why you're different and you're better. And you really need to train and, again, memorize the best way to properly address and overcome the 3 to 5 most common questions and objections that you get, right? A lot of these are centered around price, around, consultations and whatnot. And so you want to practice, individually or as a team, really uncover what those common 3 to 5 questions and objections are and get really good at overcoming those. And then you also want to create videos or stock messages that you don't have to recreate the wheel every single time that they come in, and that you can quickly send those out, properly address them in a timely manner because you did the work once beforehand. So I hope this helps you give you some strategies on how you can get better, how you can convert more inquiries into actual appointments in the day. And the goal is to just continue to get a little bit better every single day, because you don't want to underestimate what you can do, in a month, in a quarter, in a year. Too often people get overwhelmed with the day-to-day and putting fires out, right? And they neglect working on these little things that over time is really gonna make or break your med spa. It's gonna mean the difference between, getting filling up your entire calendar and schedule, and ultimately being able to serve more patients and be able to get amazing results for them while making a lot of revenue. So